I'm going to give you the complete guide to buying your first home in 2026 in New Mexico. If you've never bought in a home before, and the reason why you haven't bought in a home is because we've all been taught that we need 20% down, we need to have years and years of employment history, and so many other factors. My name is Chris Carruthers, local realtor in New Mexico. I help first-time home buyers in the Albuquerque metro area, which is Los Lunas, Belen, Rio Rancho, Edgewood, Moriarty, just that whole little circle. But what we do is we help you get into your first home using programs offered by New Mexico that give you down payment assistance. Many first-time home buyers have no idea this program exists, but I've helped hundreds of buyers just like yourself get into their first home with very little money out of pocket. So today we're going to discuss what you need to do to prepare to get qualified for a home, what to expect while we're out shopping for a home, what to expect while we're under contract with the home, and what to expect after you close on your first home. Before we get on with the video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, because I want to push this video out to as many people as I possibly can here in New Mexico, because this program is very underutilized, but it helps out so many people around the state. Also, if you'd like to just have a no pressure consultation with me just to talk about your situation and how potentially we could help you get into a home, make sure to fill out the form in my bio or just send me a message. All of my information and contact stuff is going to be in the description. Before you do anything, I mean anything, you want to know these three numbers first. This is going to help you be prepared when it's time for you to get qualified. Number one is going to be, what is your credit score? To get qualified for some of these programs in New Mexico that give you down payment assistance, the minimum score requirement is a 620. Now the number two number is going to be your DTI. DTI is your debt to income ratio. Many lenders only qualify you based off of only half of what you take home every single month. And number three is going to be know your budget. As a first-time home buyer, because I was a first-time home buyer myself, you know, we're looking at all these homes, they all have different prices on them. We wonder like, well, I see that this home was listed at this price. Well, what's the monthly payments? You kind of want to get in your head like a good idea of like what you want your monthly payments to be. Because once you go through the pre-qualification step, they're going to give you your max allowable pre-qualification number. And just because you're qualified for that much money doesn't really necessarily mean you truly can afford that high of a monthly payment on your mortgage. Step number two is going to be getting pre-qualified. I work with a lot of different lenders, but I do work with a few lenders that specialize in getting down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. Now, what's the difference between getting pre-qualified and actually fully approved? Getting pre-qualified, the lender will run a simple soft pull on your credit report. Better to get pre-qualified first rather than pre-approved, because you know, this is like kind of your way of like testing the waters out to see if you can get into a home. Once you reach out to me and we have our consultation call with each other, I will send over an online application for you to fill out that will get sent over to a lender that I work closely. Once you fill out the application, get sent over to the lender, it takes about 2 to 3 days just for that lender to get back to you and also just ask for some further information if they need that. That's going to be your pre-qualification scenario. Having a pre-approval letter over a pre-qualification letter will help you out tremendously when we're out shopping for homes and making offers, because that just overall makes you look stronger as a buyer. Once we got you guys fully approved or pre-qualified, got a good understanding of what programs you're going to be able to qualify for, then that's when you and I get together and it's time for us to go find the right home for you. If we go MFA, I know that you have your down payment covered, and we might need to ask the seller for some type of concessions to help you cover your closing costs. If we're going FHA, then that tells me, okay, cool, we have this person's gonna be putting some money down on a home. When we go out and searching for a home, when it comes time for us to make an offer, we could ask for like $10,000 to $15,000 just to maybe buy down your interest rate and cover your closing costs. It just gives me more of an idea of what I'm working with when we're out shopping for homes and it's time for us to make an offer. But of course, you know, just because the lender tells me you're qualified at $350,000, but you're telling me that you only want a monthly payment at $2,000 a month, so we need to stay at $300,000. Don't worry, I'm going to abide your wishes, and we're going to keep it at that $300,000 budget. I just need to talk to the lender to make sure that, you know, we're all on the same page here. Now, working with a realtor such as myself or going out and shopping on your own, there are some minor differences there. Now, you definitely can go out and shop homes by yourself. Having a realtor such as myself is literally no cost to you. You get representation, you get someone who's really knowledgeable about the market, because especially as a first-time home buyer, you know, you're looking at all these homes and you're just like, wow, like what's next? What do I do? How do I freaking negotiate an offer? You want to have an expert on your side that's able to help you navigate the transaction, negotiate on your behalf, and make sure that you, the buyer, are not getting taken advantage of in this whole process. Because many home sellers, many sales agents out there are working for their seller, we're working for themselves, meaning they don't necessarily care about your budget. They're just looking at their pockets at the end of the day, and that's all they worry about. You want to make sure you have someone on your side worried about your pockets and getting you the best deal possible. You don't want to buy a lemon home. You also don't want to buy a home that's too high. And you also just don't want to buy a home that is way too overvalued. But once we have that discussion with each other and we figure out where your ideal location is, what's your lifestyle like, what you want to accomplish with the home, what amenities you want, would you rather go resale or new construction? Once we figure that out, that's when you and I will kind of just search around for homes on the internet. I'll send you over a list that I feel fits your lifestyle. We go out here and we actually look at these homes in person. Many first-time homeowners definitely overlook this, and that's evaluating the neighborhood. As a broker, I'm not allowed to tell you if this area is safe or if it's not safe. That's up to you to do your own due diligence and figure out if that neighborhood fits your lifestyle. Now, there's a lot that goes into making an offer over just the sales price. We can negotiate seller concessions. How much money can we get the sellers to give us back to help towards our closing costs? You have a home inspection contingency, like how many days should we put onto this offer that the seller needs to give us to run our home inspections, and also negotiate based off of those home inspections. We have an appraisal contingency that definitely could be negotiated, like we need X amount of days to get an appraisal on home to make sure that we are buying this home within value or lower than its value, because you don't want to buy anything overvalued, right? How long do we need to get you fully approved if you haven't been fully approved? Now, of course, there could be a lot of negotiating back and forth, counter offers here and there, but once us and the seller come to an agreed upon acceptance, that's when we officially go under contract with that home. You're going to soon find out that going under contract with the home is going to be a little bit stressful for the first couple weeks, but just know that this is the process, and once we finally get to that closing days and you get that final clear to close from your lender, that stress will be gone and you're going to be moving into your home. While we're under contract with the home, we get to run a home inspection on the home, we get the home appraisal, we work on getting you fully qualified. Once we run through all of that, the home inspection, home appraisal, we negotiate off those home inspections to get you a lower price or get the seller to fix whatever is going on with the home. That's when everything happened within that 30 to 45 days. And this is when it's closing day, ready for you to come to the title company to sign your final documents. This is going to be like a settlement statement showing all the costs associated with buying a home. They're going to talk to you about your monthly payments, your principal, your interest, all the loans that may be associated with you. They're going to talk to you about any encumbrances that might be on your survey. They're going to talk to you about what happens if you don't pay your mortgage, how many days before that turns into like a late payment on your monthly payment. This is when you get a full in-depth breakdown of everything while you're at this closing table. Quick recap, guys. First step is knowing the three numbers: your debt to income ratio, credit score, and also what you want your mortgage payment to be. Number two is talking with a lender, talking with me, and working on getting pre-qualified or fully approved. Once that happens, that's when it's time for us to go house shopping. Once we're done house shopping, we find the perfect home for you. That's when we write an offer, get an acceptance, and we go under contract. Once we're under contract, we're working on home inspections, home appraisals, getting you fully qualified, getting that loan clear to close, and also the title doing their job, doing all the necessary things they need to do to give you a free and clear general warranty deed. And then it's closing day. My name is Chris Carruthers. You found this video very informative, especially as a first-time home buyer in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Give me a subscribe, and if you're thinking about buying your first home, all of my information is down below, and let's see what we can do for you as a first-time home buyer here in New Mexico. See you next video. Bye.